told me I should fight back. They don't like that. Just know if you rock the boat, you better have a life raft. Woo!
What up, everybody in the YTBC? Right now I want to talk about the comments by Tony Bellew saying that his resume is better than Deontay Wilder's. Now, it's quite simple. He's right. There's not really much to discuss here. His resume is better than Deontay Wilder, a heavyweight. Deontay Wilder does not have any name on his resume that is equal to or better than David Haye. And not only did Tony Bellew fight David Haye, but he beat David Haye. And not only did he beat David Haye, he knocked out David Haye. And not only did he knock out David Haye, he knocked out David Haye twice. In 40 fights, Deontay Wilder has not achieved what what Tony Bellew has achieved as far as names on his resume. I mean, Ortiz is not as big a name or as big a, that doesn't build his profile anywhere near as big as David Haye would have. That doesn't give him the recognition. That doesn't give him hardly any, it does give him a little bit more credibility, being that he's better than the rest of the competition he's beaten so far. So you can't say, well, Deontay Wilder, once he stepped up in competition, he lost, because that was a step up from what he was fighting before. But that being said, that wasn't really a whole lot to talk about to begin with. I mean, don't get me wrong, he gets full credit for beating Ortiz, but let's be honest, Ortiz really had just one big win on his resume, which was against Jennings. His win over Bryant Jennings is his biggest win, and it's not a knock toward Bryant Jennings, but Bryant Jennings is not really an elite fighter. Bryant Jennings is like a B+ fighter. All right, he's definitely, somebody in the heavyweight division, but he's not one of, when you think of the killers at the division, he is definitely not what you think of. You would consider him mostly to be maybe top 15, not top 10, and certainly not top 5. And if you do have him in top 10, well then, chances are he's in that very, very uncoveted 10th spot. So that is the extent of Luis Ortiz's resume right there. Everything else was, very much to the equivalent of what Deontay Wilder had faced. Just being real. I mean, with the exception of remains to burn. But I mean, that's it. I mean, he doesn't really, he was a credible win, but he's not as credible of a win as what a lot of people want to paint him out to be. Whereas, I mean, David Haye, his only loss before Bellew, if I'm not mistaken, was against Vladimir Klitschko. So, I mean, and we all know about Klitschko. We all know that he ran the heavyweight division for a decade. I don't see where people get this idea that Klitschko is less than Ortiz. He ran the division for a decade. As much as I like Ortiz, it's not the same. He's not on Vladimir Klitschko's level. But anyways, Tony Bellew has definitely have a better resume at heavyweight than Deontay Wilder does. But that's not very difficult to achieve when you're at that level in heavyweight sport of boxing. But one of the things that I'm hearing is people are saying that he's going too far with the statement, and he's not, because he also went on to say that Deontay Wilder is the only one who has a chance against Anthony Joshua. What that tells me is Tony Bellew is being real with himself and saying that he doesn't think he can beat Deontay Wilder. See, there's a very big difference between I think I can beat you and I have a better resume than you. I think I could beat you means I think that if you and me were to step in the ring, I'm the one who's going to become victorious, whether it be by decision or by knockout. Either way, I think that I would win that fight. That's not what Tony Bellew is saying. He's saying what I have done as far as opponents, my resume, because we're not talking about the WBC belt. He didn't say anything about titles. He said my resume is better than Deontay Wilder's. And like I said, I have to agree. But to all my subscribers, anybody watching my videos, or if you just so happen to stumble on this video, hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace.
Undefeated.